Do this vaccine is express or something we will not put before for very well case, but all of ignorance. Like the link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out. So let's do this vaccine in 3, 2, 1.
But I asked him if he'd ever met somebody that's 6'4" or 6'5" with cerebral palsy, and he said no. Landon might be my first.
That makes me feel a little good.
So Landon Bingham might be the most rare case. Lando's back from therapy.
Hey guys.
First 4-hour day, how did it feel today?
It felt really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I love you. So we are having a little bit of a marathon day of appointments today. 4 hours this morning for his PT, and we headed 45 minutes the other direction for another appointment. But first we're gonna stop in the Jimmy John's drive-thru and grab a quick lunch. We eat a lot of Jimmy John's, but this just happened to be what was right next to the hospital. Yeah, can I get a turkey tom with easy mayo, extra turkey, add pickles, onions, Jimmy peppers, and cucumbers?
So pickles, onions, hot peppers, cucumbers?
Yes. Okay, we're up here at Primary Children's in Riverton for an orthopedic surgeon appointment for Landon. He has these regular checkups every 6 months or so. They're not his favorite appointments. If you've been following along for a while, you already know that. They do an x-ray, check where his hips are. Because of his cerebral palsy, he's always at risk for hip dislocation. The way that he walks is called his gait, and depending on his gait can affect the position of his hips. Right before Landon had his big surgery, his hip was looking the worst that it had ever been, which was really stressful for Landon, which is why he doesn't love these appointments. But the good news is that since we've had the surgery, we've corrected a lot of his gait. His hip placement has improved, which is normally unheard of. The doctor told us it was unlikely that it would ever move in a positive direction, that it would ever move back in. And by some miracle, it did move in for Landon. So we have no reason to think that today's going to be anything but a regular checkup.
Yeah. Still not my favorite.
Still not his favorite. Okay, you guys, we're just taking a little breather on the couch now because it's been a long day, hasn't it, Land?
It's been a very long day for me.
Longer for you than me, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, Mom, you didn't do 4 hours of therapy. Why are you so tired? Truth is, I was running around everybody else while you were there.
Yes.
But you're right. All right, you guys, the x-ray results are in.
The x-ray results are about the same as last time.
Which is good news over here, right?
Yay!
It didn't get worse. It's about the same as last time, so it's very stable. And stable's a good thing.
Good news, everyone!
In fact, he's so stable that he doesn't have to go back to the orthopedic surgeon for a year. Usually he goes every 6 months, and he said since he's doing so well, I think you can wait a whole year. We're gonna get a gait study here in about January. That'll be 2 years post-surgery. Just kind of see the difference of how he's doing. Studies exactly how he walks. But we discovered today at the doctor that Landon might be a very, very rare case of CP. And what I mean by that is that Landon might be one of the tallest kids that our orthopedic surgeon has ever met with the diagnosis of cerebral palsy.
Whoa.
So I don't know if I've explained this before, but cerebral palsy can actually stunt growth a little bit in children. It's something about not walking. So the longer that a child doesn't walk, the more that it will affect their growth. So for instance, if a child with cerebral palsy is in a wheelchair for a long time, that will slow down their growth. If they walk later, that will slow down their growth. Landon has been mobile, has been walking around since he was 3 years old, so it hasn't really affected him very much. He's about the same height as his identical twin Ashton, but there are a lot of kids where it does affect their growth. So now, having said that, being tall and growing a lot with cerebral palsy is quite a challenge.
Yeah.
Because every time that kids grow, it makes their muscles really tight and they have to fight against that growth with lots of stretching.
Keep stretching!
To fight against that spasticity. So we were kind of joking in the office with the orthopedic surgeon about the fact that Landon has very tall genes. We obviously know Dad, Justin, is 6'3". All of his brothers are super tall. My brother is 6'4".
I do a giant.
And then Turin's already 6 feet. We already know from Landon that he's going to be tall.
Yes.
He's just got tall in his genes. So we were talking about how most boys have a major growth spurt around the age of 13. Turin sure did. So we have to get through the next couple of years of growth spurts when it comes to watching for all the things that can happen with getting tight and growing with cerebral palsy. He did say, though, in good news, that once he's 18, he's gotten through all of his growth. The growth plates are done forming, that we don't have to worry about his hips after that. So just a few more years to be worrying about this.
Yeah.
Which feels like a sigh of relief over here. But I asked him if he'd ever met somebody that's 6'4" or 6'5" with cerebral palsy, and he said no. Landon might be my first.
That makes me feel a little good.
So Landon Bingham might be the most rare case, the tallest boy with cerebral palsy that this orthopedic surgeon has ever seen.
Yeah, that makes me feel good, I'll tell you.
All right, you guys. Not very common that you'll see this guy this dressed up on a Tuesday in the summer. Tell them what you did today.
I went to the temple with Mona Joe.
She invited him on a special little occasion today. She goes to the temple on Tuesdays. She calls it Temple Tuesday. And today was her day with Turin. So she said, pick any temple within 90 minutes, which is kind of cool. And he picked the Provo City Center Temple, which is a really pretty one in Provo. So the original plan was to go there, but there were no appointments. So there's another temple in Provo, which is actually pretty cool because it's across the street from the Mission Training Center, where all the missionaries go before they go out into their actual mission. They learn a language, they study the gospel, and they attend that temple right there. So did you guys see a bunch of missionaries?
Tons.
That's so cool. So they ended up at that Provo temple. And Mana also had, I think it's her mission president from when she was in Nauvoo or Ukraine. She also happened to be there. So Turin got to meet her. But outside of the temple portion of it, it's all in Provo, which is where BYU is. Hapa Bingham went to BYU. Mana went to BYU. That's where they met.
It's fun for her to tell me all of her stories about her college life.
So she took him around campus.
It's fun.
And
Wow, that's a gift shop. Wow, the gift shop, I believe, is really fancy. Kingdomton. Unless you get this, I want to say a gift shop, a Kingdomton. Really cool.
and taught her where Papa and Grandma met and showed like a special bench where she had kind of a neat experience. And yeah, just told him all about her college years, which were how many years ago at this point? Probably 45 years ago. And that school, for those of you who are new here, that's where I went to college. That's where Justin ran track and went to college, and where Justin and I met. So a lot of cool things there. And actually next week, Turin is going to something called FSY. It's basically a week-long camp, the longest he's ever been away from us, Monday through Saturday. And he's attending it there at BYU as well. So kind of a cool day. And last but not least,
And then this is all we've been well into the thing too.
a date is always
I think so.
better with some good food. So tell them about where you guys went.
The Creamery.
BYU Creamery.
It's got really good food.
Garlic fries.
Yes, I got spicy fries
Burger.
actually.
Ooh, I've never had the spicy ones.
Burger and tons of ice cream.
Which ice creams? You Grand Canyon?
They didn't have it.
What'd you get?
So I asked for mint, but I received pistachio, and we didn't realize that until we were in the car. So
Was it good?
not
your
as good as
favorite?
mint. But,
But they're both green.
yeah.
That's funny. How did they mix those up? They must have thought they were giving you mint.
It was the guy that didn't work there before. They just needed help.
He was new? Oh, that's
He didn't
funny.
even work there.
How are the spicy fries?
Tasty.
Very good.
It's spicy!
So, a great day with Mana Jo. She's the best. Temple Tuesday, hopefully one of many more to come. I mentioned lately that this last week or so we've been trying to get organized for everything back to school. Oh, forgot about that little treasure back there. This is what it looks like when you have 3 boys that wrestle. So, one of the things that we ordered are socks. Our 3 boys all wear the same socks. They all have about similar size of shoes. And I would say that we are down to only a couple of pairs because they all have holes in them. That's how they end up after a while. So, who would have ever thought $200 of socks later and they just arrived in the mail. So, when I think of adulting, I think of spending $200 on socks. They just got here in the mail. All these socks. Just give it a few weeks. They will be brown and have holes in them. Alright, you guys, it's 10 p.m. and I'm seeing this guy for the first time today because I've been gone all day. And then I left tonight to go on a little girl shopping trip. Justin's mom was so sweet and invited Mindy and I out for dinner and shopping to celebrate both of our birthdays.
Girls' night.
Last night, so we did Cheesecake Factory, we did shopping.
That about sums it up. Sounds like a perfect girls' evening.
It really was. It was so fun. And this guy held down the fort while I was gone. He doesn't even know anything that happened today.
I was informed a little by the kids. I came home from the office around, 5-ish. And then Lindsay had me busy, running around, carpooling. That was my day.
Did Landon tell you that his hips maintained stability?
Yes, he did tell me that, actually. Did you already talk about that?
It was a good day. I did.
Yeah.
Talked all about
Yeah,
it.
he told me that actually when I picked him up.
I learned, though, that when he's 18, we can rest easy that his hip will stay right where it is. We don't have to worry about it after that.
7 more years.
7 more years. Not much. He also said that he may be his tallest patient with cerebral palsy to date.
Really?
Yeah, he said he's never ever seen one of his patients be over 6 feet tall, which is probably what Landon's going to be.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kind of cool.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with mainly Lindsay today and me towards the end.
Seriously, can you guys give this guy a hard time for not being on the videos lately?
Oh,
I
you
mean,
kidding me?
what?
I'm out working hard for the family.
It's just no excuse.
Yeah, there is actually. I'm working hard. Good night, everybody.
See you tomorrow.
That was really cool. That's a really cool and nice video. Our express or something we were not prepared for when we were kids, but all up in Ireland. The link to the video will be in the description below. Go and check them out. You go like if you like. And comment down below if you want to see more reactions like this one. And subscribe if you're new and click the bell to be notified below in the mud. Bye.